Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight from the heart. When it comes to dating and relationships, too many people are looking for someone perfect, and they forget that perfect doesn't exist. What exists is real love, respect, and commitment. And let me tell you, if you're not ready to give that, don't expect to get it back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something most people overlook when it comes to dating and relationships. Knowing your worth. I mean, really knowing it deep down in your soul. Because if you don't know your worth, how in the world do you expect anybody else to see it? You can't walk around half-hearted, hoping someone will appreciate you for free. Life doesn't work that way. You have to stand tall, shoulders back, chest out, and say, I know who I am, and I know what I deserve. Now, I've seen it time and time again. People settle. They settle for someone who doesn't treat them right because they're scared of being alone. Let me tell you something. Being alone is not a curse. Being alone is an opportunity to grow, to understand yourself, and to become the kind of person that someone else will actually be lucky to have. You can't enter a relationship with your hand out begging for love. Love isn't charity. It's a partnership. It's mutual respect. It's two people showing up fully, not just when it's convenient. Knowing your worth isn't just about thinking you're amazing. It's about understanding your boundaries. It's about saying no to disrespect, no to manipulation, and no to people who don't see the value you bring to the table. Too many folks confuse compromise with selling themselves short. Let me be very clear. Compromise is part of any healthy relationship, but compromising yourself. Respect is not love. That's desperation, and it will eat you alive if you don't watch out. And listen, knowing your worth isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. You wake up, look in the mirror, and remind yourself, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of someone who shows up every day for me. Because, see, the world will try to tell you otherwise. Society will whisper, had too much, maybe you're too stubborn, maybe you'll never find someone. Don't listen to that noise. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's not something to negotiate over a date, a text, or a fight. It's the foundation of your life. And if you build a relationship without it, that house is coming down but the first storm even hits. You also have to know that knowing your worth doesn't make you arrogant or unlovable. On the contrary, it attracts the right people. When you walk in a room and carry yourself with confidence, when you know you're not going to tolerate nonsense, when you understand your value, people notice that. They respect that. They want that. And the beauty of it is, once you know your worth, you stop wasting time on the people who aren't capable of matching it. You stop chasing the ones who don't see it and start attracting those who do. So, ladies and gentlemen, this one thing to remember. In this crazy world of dating and relationships, it's that you have to know your worth. It's not negotiable, it's not optional, and it's not something you can borrow from someone else. You hold it in your own hands, in your own heart, and when you truly know it, nothing and no one can shake it. Now, let's talk about communication. Communication in a relationship is like the engine in a car. You can have the fanciest car, the sleekest tires, the shiniest paint, but if that engine isn't running, you're not going anywhere. And let me tell you, far too many people think communication just means talking. No. Communication, it's about understanding, it's about clarity, it's about honesty, and sometimes it's about saying things that are uncomfortable, but absolutely necessary. If you don't get this, you're going to find yourself in a mess sooner or later, because misunderstandings are the fastest way to destroy love. I see it all the time. Couples getting frustrated because one person thinks the other knows what they're feeling, what they want, or what's wrong. Let me be very clear. Your partner is not a mind reader. They don't have a crystal ball, and they definitely don't know your mood swings, your pet peeves, or your insecurities unless you tell them. You've got to talk, and not just in a whisper or a text. You've got to be intentional about it. Sit down, look them in the eye, and say exactly what's on your mind. Don't sugarcoat it, don't play games, and for goodness sake, don't leave them guessing. Honesty is the backbone of communication. And I'm not just talking about the big, dramatic stuff. I'm talking about the little things too. If something bothers you, speak up. If you feel hurt, say it. If you're confused, ask questions. Bottling it up doesn't make you strong. It makes you bitter, and bitterness doesn't attract love. It repels it. You've got to be brave enough to be vulnerable. You've got to understand that love thrives on openness, not silence. And listen, communication isn't just about speaking. It's about listening. Too many people are waiting for their turn to talk, and they miss the point entirely. You've got to hear what your partner is saying, not just the words, but the feelings behind them. Sometimes I'm upset. That matters. It's the I feel unheard that you have to pay attention to. When you really listen, you validate your partner. And validation is the secret ingredient that makes relationships grow. Communication also means addressing conflict before it becomes a mountain. Don't sweep issues under the rug thinking they'll disappear. They won't. They'll fester, they'll grow, and one day they'll explode like a firecracker in the middle of your relationship. Face the hard conversations head on. It might sting, it might be uncomfortable, but I promise you, it's better to deal with it now than regret it later. When you learn to communicate openly, you stop guessing, you stop assuming, and you start understanding. You build trust, you build respect, and most importantly, build a connection that can withstand the storms of life. Because let me tell you, relationships aren't easy. But when you communicate, they become a lot less complicated and a lot more beautiful. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people overlook in relationships, and that is respecting time and space. I don't care how much you love somebody. If you don't give them room to breathe, you're going to suffocate that love faster than you can say, I do. A lot of folks think that being in a relationship means you have to be together 24/7, checking in constantly, knowing what the other person is doing every second of the day. Let me tell you something that is a fast track to arguments, frustration, and resentment. A healthy relationship is not built on control, it's built on trust, understanding, and giving each other the freedom to grow as individuals. Respecting time and space means understanding that your partner has their own life, their own dreams, and their own responsibilities. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you get to micromanage their every move. They've got a career, hobbies, family and friends that are important to them. And if you don't respect, you're going to create unnecessary tension. You have to learn to support each other's independence while still showing up for each other. It's a balance, but it's one that separates mature, lasting love from a toxic, co-dependent mess. I've seen it too many times. Someone gets jealous when their partner spends time with friends or gets upset when they have to work late or starts arguing because their partner wants some alone time. Let me tell you, if your love is strong, those moments apart will make you appreciate each other even more. Space doesn't mean the love is fading. Space means you're giving your partner the chance to be their best self. And that's what strengthens a relationship. When you respect boundaries, you're saying, I trust you. I value you. I understand that you're your own person. And that kind of respect is priceless. Giving each other space also allows you to maintain your own identity. Too many people get lost in relationships because they think they have to become the same person as their partner. No, you should still have your own friends, your own hobbies, your own goals. A relationship should enhance your life, not consume it entirely. When both people can live their lives fully while being committed to each other, that's when the magic happens. And here's another truth. Respecting time and space isn't just physical. It's emotional too. Sometimes your partner needs time to process their thoughts, to handle stress, or to reflect on a situation before talking about it. Don't push them to spill everything immediately. Be patient, be understanding, and give them the room they need to come to you on their own terms. Trust me, forcing conversations or expecting constant attention only leads to frustration and conflict. So remember, giving space isn't about pulling away from love. It's about nurturing it. It's about showing respect, trust, and care. It's about understanding that both of you are individuals with your own journeys, and that a strong relationship is one where you can grow together without losing yourselves. Respect the time, respect the space, and you'll find your connection deepening in ways you never thought possible. Now, let's get real about something that too many people ignore when it comes to dating and relationships. Watching for red flags. I don't care how charming someone is, how funny they are, or how many flowers they bring on the first date. If there are warning signs, you cannot, I repeat, cannot ignore them. Too many people. Love won't fix everything. Love won't fix lies, manipulation, disrespect, or deceit. Love will only thrive when both people are ready, willing, and capable of showing up fully. And spotting red flags is about protecting yourself, your heart, and your future happiness. Red flags can show up in all kinds of ways. Maybe it's little things at first, a disrespectful comment, a controlling gesture, or an inconsistency in their words and actions. You think, oh, maybe they're just having a bad day. But those little things add up. And if you keep ignoring them, you'll wake up one day in a relationship full of problems that could have been avoided. Don't fool yourself. If it feels off, it probably is. Your intuition is smarter than you give it credit for. Learn to listen to that gut feeling. It's there for a reason. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they can change someone. If I just love them enough, they'll change. Let me tell you something, that is a lie. You cannot change another adult. They have to want to change themselves. If someone is showing signs of jealousy, dishonesty, disrespect, or emotional manipulation, don't assume your love will fix it. Red flags are not challenges to overcome. They are warnings. Take them seriously. Protect your heart. Protect your peace. Red flags can also appear in how someone handles conflict. Do they get angry easily, blame you for everything, or refuse to take responsibility for their actions? That is a red flag. Do they try to isolate you from your friends and family, control where you go, or demand constant attention? That is a red flag. Do they refuse to communicate openly, dodge questions, or lie about small things? Those are all red flags too. And trust me, if you ignore them now, they will only grow bigger, heavier, and harder to deal with later. Learning to spot red flags isn't about being cynical. It's about being smart. It's about knowing that love should make you feel safe, respected, and valued, not confused, anxious, or insecure. It's about understanding that a healthy relationship is built on trust, honesty, and mutual respect, not manipulation, excuses, and endless drama. So here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen, love is not supposed to hurt like that. Love is not supposed to drain you, make you question yourself, or make you feel trapped. If you see red flags, don't ignore them. Address them, talk about them, or if necessary, walk away. Protect yourself. Because you deserve someone who lifts you up, who treats you right, and who makes you feel loved every single day. Don't settle for anything less. Now, let's talk about one of the most overlooked, yet most important parts of a healthy relationship, and that is laughter. I don't care what anybody tells you, if you're in a relationship and you can't laugh together, you're missing out on one of life's greatest blessings. Laughter is the glue that keeps people connected, even when times get tough. It's the secret ingredient that makes ordinary days feel special, that makes challenges a little easier to handle, and that reminds both of you that no matter what, life can be joyful. Too many people take themselves too seriously in relationships. They think they have to be serious all the time to be respected or loved. No. You've got to find the joy in it. You've got to laugh. I mean, really laugh. The kind of laughter that makes your stomach hurt, tears come to your eyes, and you can't stop for a few minutes. Laughter creates connection in ways that words alone cannot. Think about it. When you're laughing with someone, you're sharing a moment of pure vulnerability and happiness. You're letting your guard down. You're saying, I'm comfortable with you. I enjoy your presence, and life is better with you in it. That kind of connection builds a foundation that withstands arguments, stress, and even the hardest days. And here's the thing, laughter doesn't just happen. You've got to make it a part of your relationship. Watch funny movies together, share silly stories, play little games, or just find joy in the everyday absurdities of life. Those small moments of laughter become memories you'll cherish for years. And let's be real, life is stressful. Bills pile up, work gets overwhelming, kids drive you crazy, family issues arise, and the weight of the world sits heavy on your shoulders. Without laughter, all of that stress will creep into your relationship and slowly chip away at it. But when you can find a reason to laugh together, even in the hardest times, it reminds you both that you're on the same team. It reminds you that the world is not against you. It's just life, and you're facing it together. Laughter is a form of resilience. It's a way of saying, we can get through this because we still have joy, we still have love, and we still have each other. Another important thing about laughing together is that it keeps the spark alive. Relationships can get routine, predictable, even boring if you're not careful. But when you can laugh with your partner, you keep things fresh. You're reminded that life is fun, exciting, and worth enjoying. You're reminded that love isn't just about commitment or responsibility. It's also about joy, playfulness, and light-hearted connection. Those shared moments of laughter create intimacy that no amount of gifts or grand gestures can replicate. Finally, laughing together is a lesson in humility and perspective. Sometimes your partner will make a mistake. You'll misunderstand each other, or life will throw a curveball. But if you can laugh about it together, It diffuses tension, eases frustration, and allows you to move forward with love instead of resentment. Laughter is a balm for the soul. It keeps your relationship healthy, fun, and deeply connected. So, if you want your love to last, if you want your relationship to thrive, never underestimate the power of laughter. Laugh together, enjoy life together, and watch your lager every single day. Now, let's talk about something that people often overlook in relationships, and that is the power of small gestures. I don't care how much money you have, how fancy your dates are, or how many grand things you do. If you ignore the little things, your relationship will start to crumble. Small gestures are the quiet heroes of love. They are what make a partner feel seen, valued, and appreciated on a daily basis. Too many people wait for big, dramatic moments to show love. But love is actually built in the little things you do consistently. It's in the good morning, text, the smile across the room, the hand on the shoulder after a long day, the coffee made just the way they like it. Those small, thoughtful acts are what make love feel real. You see, grand gestures are exciting at first, but they fade. Flowers, fancy dinners, big trips. Those are all wonderful, but they don't sustain a relationship. What sustains a relationship is consistency. The daily reminder that your partner matters. It's the note left on the fridge that says, "I love you." The random hug when no one else is watching, the phone call just to check in. These small gestures communicate something powerful. I see you. I appreciate you. You are important to me. And when those gestures are genuine, they create a foundation of trust and affection that is unshakable. Another thing about small gestures is that they show attentiveness. They show that you're paying attention to the little details that matter to your partner. Maybe they like a certain snack, a particular song, or a cup of tea in the morning. Taking the time to notice these things and act on them shows that you care about their happiness and comfort. It's easy to overlook these small details, but over time, they make a huge difference. They tell your partner that you're not just there in the big moments. You're there in the everyday moments, and that is priceless. Small gestures also build emotional intimacy. When you consistently show love through thoughtful, simple acts, your partner feels safe, valued, and understood. They know that your love isn't just words, it's action. And that action doesn't need to be loud or showy. Sometimes it's just listening when they talk, offering a shoulder to lean on, or sending a message that says, "I'm thinking about you." These little moments, repeated day after day, create the connection that big gestures alone can never achieve. And let me tell you, valuing small gestures works both ways. It's not just about doing them. It's about appreciating them when they're done for you. When your partner leaves you a note, makes you a cup of coffee, or just listens to you after a rough day, acknowledge it. Don't brush it off or take it for granted. Appreciation is what fuels love. If you ignore the small acts of kindness and thoughtfulness, your partner will start to feel unseen, and that's when relationships start to fade. Finally, small gestures remind us that love is in the details. Love is not just the big moments we celebrate, it's the everyday consistency, the tiny acts of care, the repeated kindnesses that build a life together. When you make these gestures a habit, when you value them and recognize them, you create a relationship that is strong, resilient, and full of warmth. These little things, done with sincerity, will carry your love further than any grand declaration ever could, and they will ensure that your relationship grows stronger every single day